And there we go. So good afternoon, welcome. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. Today's training session is on small to medium business part 2. We did do one last month and I promised you we'd come back with another one, and here we are again. So thank you for joining. So what's on the agenda for today? Let's just talk about it. We're going to review a little bit about last month's small to medium business training, and that's where we talked about that lead submission and also the major account agreement training that we did. And then we're going to move forward into this week's or this month's, and we're going to talk about the business account analysis tool. We're also going to share some information about Info Center and how it can help you find out some small to medium business information you don't know where to ask. And then we're just going to highlight the plans, the small to medium business plans, just a highlight on that for you today. Give you enough information to help you out. So I see many more of you joining, and just to let you know, I am recording this so that you might get two sounds. Mute your computers, or you could jump off of the phone line, either or, which works best for you guys. So with that, I'm going to take a quick snapshot of you guys here so that I get everybody. Don't want to miss anybody. There we go. And groups, I want to make sure I get the whole groups here. Thank you guys for that. So now let's go into today's training. An LMS course is to follow. With this recording, it takes us a little while to publish it, so don't expect it right away. I would probably recommend, if you got some pen and paper, take some notes. Make that LMS course super easy for you. So just a little heads up on that, but it won't be for about a week now before I can get it all published. So we're going to start out with fact and fiction. If you remember that from last month, we kind of had some fun with it, so I thought I'd bring it back for us again. So I'm just going to go ahead and hide this one up. So here's our first fact or fiction question. A lead submission form must be submitted for every new business account we want to work with. Is that a fact? Or did Rod just make that up right now? What do you guys think? Very nice. Good work, team. Yes, very much a fact. If we've got a new business account coming in, we do need to do the lead submission form. Let's try another one for us from last month. We'll hide this one up here. Businesses that do not have the ECPD ID can have their activations or upgrade fees waived. Is that a fact or is that a fiction? And I got some more joint groups here. So while you guys are giving the answers there, I'm going to stay up with my group sections here on everybody that's here. And scroll down a little bit. I knew it was going to be a full class, so thank you guys. And let me broadcast the results. That is a fiction statement. Okay, they must have that profile. All right, guys, good job. Great memories from last month already. So we're moving on here. Let's get to today. So first thing I want to do is just review the lead submission form. This is what it looks like again. And again, I just want to throw some reminders out there that we have to fill out all the information that is on the with the red asterisk or the red star. We want agent information about us, so it's your store, your name, the date. You'll see all that information. Make sure you fill it out. And the businesses, we want to make sure we want to fill out all the correct business information. And then we submit it to our account manager from Verizon. And the only other person that really gets to see it is kind of the regional head of the B2B with Verizon, and for most of us, that's Chad Fleck. So again, that's just a little review on that lead submission form that we do want to fill out. The second thing I just want to talk about again is how to create that major account agreement. You guys remember this screen, either for a new customer or an existing customer. It's a very simple 3-minute process that we need just some business information that most businesses have, and then we can submit it, and then it creates that profile, and that's where they get their ECPD number from. So we'll be talking about that during the presentation. So just to review from last month. So now let's discuss. I hope all you guys had a chance to get your pre-work done on that VZ Learn training, because I know when I'm in your guys' store, lots of times we visit and we all kind of agree that we're all kind of visual learners, that we not only like to read something, we like to read it and have somebody tell us kind of what we're looking at. And so that's why I thought if I gave it to you early, now we can come back and we'll take a look at it again. So that was our pre-work training. And as we read in there, we had some great transition statements. And why we want to do a transition statement is we want to create the value. If we have value, then all of a sudden it's worth our time. So in absence of value, price will matter to us. So let's create that value. And a great statement here is, I'm glad you came in today. Before we get started, I'd like to complete a business account analysis to ensure that you're getting the most value for your business wireless needs. Business people want to hear about value. This will allow me to check your usage and provide you with the best options available. And that's another thing we all like, is our best options. Or I have another one that I can share with you. Thank you for visiting our store today. To get started, I would like to complete a business account analysis. This will allow me to review your past usage and provide you with the best options today. So again, great value for the customer. So now we're going to get into the account. All right, so when we first open up our business account, let's see if I can get my little green arrow working here. And here he is. I'm going to remove that. There we go. All right, so on this screen here, now I'm drawn. I don't want to be drawn. Sorry, guys. There we go. All right. So down here in the hamburger menu, there's a drop-down box that we can click on, and it shows remarks. So this, again, let me catch everybody up. This is our business account, and here in the right-hand corner is the menu, hamburger menu bar. So we're going to go into that and find remarks. All right, so when we click on remarks, this is what the screen's going to look like. Now, I want to share with you guys that whenever and every time you guys get into your business account, it updates automatically. Every time you click into a business account, it's going to put the dates, it's going to have the timestamp on there for you and who entered it. And what we need to do as a team is we need to go ahead and update those remarks every time we go into a business account. So maybe the business owner came in and he's got some overages, or maybe he needs some upgrades, or he wants to add some tablets. Whatever it is, we want to create a remarks in that section so that we remember, maybe 6 months, 9 months, or a year from now, we'll remember. Or maybe while you're out, maybe your store leader can go into the account and take a look at all the updates and know what's going on. And also our valuable partner in Verizon will review these. And if they see that we're actively helping the customer out, they're going to leave this account alone and make sure that it stays right where it is. If we show that we're not even looking at this or reviewing this account, Verizon might think they might want to switch it to somebody else. So make sure you're always updating these accounts. So now to get out of here, there's the close section right here. So we'll click on the close and we'll be back to our main screen here. There it is. So now back at the main screen again, we're going to get into the business account analysis, and there's two places that we can get it at. One is right here in the middle under these blue. Click on there and you're going to get into your business account. Now if we go up here under the menu again, you'll see that the third one down here is our business account analysis again. So we can get into it two different ways. I might recommend that when we first get into it, always use this menu bar up here, because then we won't forget to upgrade our remarks. But if you're kind of in and out of it, everything else, and we don't always need to put remarks in there every time we're in and out, just when we're doing something. So then you can go ahead and easily use this one. Fair enough? So now we're in the account. So now we're going to click on here and we're going to go into the business account. So this is a great tool for us. It's easy for us to have an overview of the business that we're looking at. Just at a glance, we're going to see multiple things that's going to help us. First is the data device. We'll see how much usage they have, or maybe it's the device count. We'll find out how many different lines they have on their account. It'll break it all down for us. Actually, it even has grids so that we can move the columns and we can export. We can export those grids out so that we can take a look at them. We don't always have to have them on the computer. We can actually export them out to an email. We can email them to our customer. Okay, so maybe the customer is saying, hey, can I just have an overview of my account? We can do that for our customers. And now, since February, they've actually made it easier to navigate on our tablets so that we can use this business account analysis when we have our tablets in our hand. So this is the tool we want to use. So let's get into it. So the first thing I want to kind of share with you is that when we click into the business account analysis, I've got the screen kind of split up for us so that we can take a close look at it. But we're in the overview right here. So once we're in the overview, we're going to look across the top bar here, and we're going to see a download arrow. Hey, we can download this. So we have some options here. Do we want to download it? Or do we want to download with details? And then again, here's that hamburger menu again. And now we can go ahead and drop down and we can just easily email this to our customers so that if they want it, we have ability to do so. Taking a further look down on our overview page, I just took split screen here. So the top of the first slide you'll see is the top portion. So here's our account overview. The account information, including our ECPD profile number. It's going to share discount percentages. It's going to give us how many lines available for upgrades. We also have special offers. As an overview, we can see these things. Over here, we could take a look at the billing. Maybe there's a question on the billing and we can see if it's been a 3-month issue or if it's just a one-time issue. So up here in this red box here, we have options again. So we can drill down. We can filter out all of the company and only have one sub-account if we want to. Or we can do the whole account. And also then we have overage summary. Hey, if there's an overage, it's going to come up here and we can take a look at it and move forward and let the customer know that, hey, there's an overages, we might want to look into it. So down here, we've got the data device grid. Remember we talked, I shared that with you. And what that is, it tells us all the devices that this customer has. So they might ask us, hey, how many basic phones do I have? Or how many smartphones do I have? Or how many tablets do I have now? And we can see it right here in the overview. And then over here, the level count pricing, it can show us how many shared lines we have compared to just non-shared lines. So again, just quick overview on the first page. So now we might have been asked a question about that data overages, right? So now we're going to take a look up here, and it's voice, data, and messaging. And their voice and messaging are usually with an unlimited plan. So I picked the data one out for us. And let me just do one thing here real quick. So what we look here, we've got an overage of $240. The next thing we might want to know is how often has that been happening? So over here, the overview will show us a 3-month average or the last few months. So we could decide, oh, well, it was just a one-time thing. Mr. Customer, don't worry about it. Or maybe it's happening pretty regularly and we have to find out who it is and what's happening. So down here, we can filter that out and we can use this hamburger menu again. And we click on that and then we can find out which line or lines that's creating the overages. And it's very simple to do. So a great tool for us to help our customer. As we move down the bottom half of this page, or no, let's go into the lines page here. As we see right here, it's kind of hid behind the bubble there. But what happens here is we'll click on lines, and what it's going to tell us first is how many lines are eligible for an upgrade. Great information. All we have to do is click on that. Or maybe over here, we're going to see some special offers. Like right now, we have, starting the beginning of April here, that $100 BIC program for your business accounts where they activate new lines and they can get a bill incentive credit for $100. And then all those lines will pop up here for us so that we can take a look at them. And then, of course, we're going to want to go down to the bottom side of this page here and start taking a look at it and apply all of the information we want to know. So maybe they're talking about, I want to get more tablets, or I need more smartphones, or I need more jetpacks, or how many do I have of each? Maybe that's a question they'll be asking you. And you can easily filter it out by going into their line hamburger menu. We could start clicking right down here each one of the lines or devices that they're looking for so that we can pull up a report, filter out all the information we don't need, and only give us the information that we do want. So it's very good to customize our reports. And finally, the device counts. When we click on this section, what it's telling us is all the different devices here, maybe basic phones, smartphones, tablets, jetpacks, everything over here. It tells us how many we have and how many are in a month-to-month scenario, so we know we can upgrade them. Down on the bottom here, maybe we can click on all customers, or all lines, I should say, for this customer. Or we can actually, some of our plans have sub-accounts. So down here in the bottom section will be all the sub-accounts listed. So all you have to do is click on there and just pull up one sub-account instead of having all of them pulled up for the customer. So great information we can share with our customer and give them, opportunities making good business decisions for themselves. So after we've kind of gone through all of this, we're going to need to start recommending. And I know we all like to recommend, so based on your usage, I want to make some recommendations. Your current business plan costs you X dollars. For an additional dollar amount, you could increase your plan to a larger amount of data, so it'll allow you to use your data when your sales reps are out in the field helping their customers. All right, we're linking back this usage. Or option 2, based on everything you've told me and reviewing your account. You currently pay X dollars for X gigs. So we could use X gigs in your database and you've used this amount in your last 3 months. So maybe we need to increase their number of gigabytes that they're using or they're able to use. Also, we can say, hey, we also noticed when we were in your account that there's some special offers for you. And let me review these so we can see how we can save you some more money. Or maybe it shows us that we have X number of lines eligible for upgrades. So we'll give them a call and say, yeah, so-and-so's lines, they're all available, and let's just get them in here and get them into a new device. Or we'll discuss the corresponding plans for the customer. So maybe if we're adding some smartphones instead of basic phones, or we're adding some tablets, we need to move the business plan in a different direction. So instead of it costing them a lot of money, we can lower their costs by switching plans for them. And then, would they be willing to switch today? Great closing statement. Fact or fiction time, guys. So let me just kind of pull up the first question I have for you guys here. Let's see what we got. Every time you go into a business account, a remarks comment is made on that account. Every time you go in is a remarks comment made. What do you guys think? And again, I want to make sure I get everybody on here, so I'm going to take a quick another snapshot while you guys are filling it all out. And for anybody who's joined us a little later, if you're in a group of more than just yourselves, please in the chat box let me know that there's more than just you there, so I can make sure I can get everybody credit for attending today. So here you've got it. Kind of an interesting statement, because I said that you don't have to put remarks in every time you go in, but you do. It's every time. Remarks are automatically done, whether you add anything in remarks or not. If you add any comments or not, it's automatic. So I know I did say that you don't have to go into remarks every time if you've been in the account a couple times, but it's going to do it every time. Let's move on to another question. If a customer requests an overview of their account, can we easily email them a copy? What do you guys think? Can we easily email a copy? If I was your customer and I own my own business and I said, yeah, I'd like an overview of my account, can you guys kind of send something to me? Can you do that for them? Let me broadcast the results. Yes, we can. And I believe it is easily. So sure, a lot easier than trying to write it all down, that's for sure. So let's move on. So nice work, team. So that was our tool on our basic or business account analysis. So now let's talk a little bit about Info Center. And as I have kind of a red arrow here showing, hey, all you have to do is go to the SMB resources. We're going to click on there. And it's going to move us into a screen that looks similar to this. And I've kind of got training with a red arrow behind it there. And I just want us to click on that because lots of times we're looking for information. And here's a great resource for us. So in our VZ Learning Portal trainings, as you guys have already taken the business account analysis training, so that one's already there and you've already worked on it. But there's a few others that are intriguing to me. So selling SMB, it's going to help us maybe have some of those comments or maybe drill a little deeper in understanding what we have. There's also One Talk. We've heard of that many times, and we did have a training on it maybe when you first started, or maybe for those who've been around, like I have been around a little bit, it's been a year or so since we maybe looked at that. We can go back in and see it. Or, hey, how about it? Can I do iconics for businesses, and how would I do that? There's actually a little training on how to do the flex flow type ordering. And then blended score. I remember a little bit about that, but I can't remember exactly what that means. So a blended score means I'm a brand new business, just started a month ago, not even a month ago, and I need some phones for my customers. They're going to use a blended score with, since I don't have a business credit line yet, no credit established, they're going to use my personal one. And it kind of shows you and walks you through how all that works. So some very good training. And now, keeping on the Info Center, how about the price plans? What can we do? So I've got a little red arrow under the Verizon plan there. So let's make it bigger. So consumer price plan, we're going to talk about that. The small to medium business Verizon plan. We got an unlimited plan. We also have a flexible business plan. And then we've got maybe an older plan called the small business plans, and it's been maybe formerly known as the more everything for us. So let's just click on that small to medium business plan, the Verizon plan. And this is kind of what it's going to look like for us. Got some information on the top of the screen. It's got an overview right there in the middle. And then it's got a table of contents. So as we go into the table of contents, let me grab my little green arrow again here and just kind of point it out. Right here, I kind of thought this was interesting, that we might want to know about the codes. Sometimes we hear that verbiage about the plan codes. And so we can click on that to kind of line up the difference pricing in the different plan codes so that we could get that correct for our customers. I like this section a lot down here is the frequently asked questions. There's great questions in there that you'll probably hear from your customer. So like maybe I've got an older plan with you guys. What happens to my older plan? What does it just, am I good with it or what happens? Or maybe I'll ask the question after that, do my plans automatically change to the new plans when new plans come out? Do they automatically change? Just some great questions, and they're going to give you a lot more with a lot of answers. So if you have that type of question, this is a great spot to go look. Somebody's probably already thought of it and asked it before, and then you'll be able to get to it instead of maybe waiting for a response on an email or a time where you can go find somebody else to find out that answer. Here, we can just do it ourselves. And up here in the top is the backdating considerations. How does that work with all these business plans? How do I backdate? Can I backdate? And I just thought maybe that would be something that we could take a look at. So great information in the info center for us. So let's talk about the price plans now. So when we're working with either a brand new customer or even existing customer, we have to create that value again. Remember those great transition statements? Well, now if we start talking price, not only do we have to create the value, and then the price won't matter. So what are some talking points that helps create value? Well, we've got the best network. Everybody knows it. They know it. So let's make sure that we say it out loud. Hey, we got the best network. We've got unlimited plans for you now. We've got the latest and greatest devices that all manufacturers are making. We got a business account that it's easy to manage for our business people. Very similar to My Verizon. Well, they have a business plan that people can look at. And we've just got more choices and more unlimited for them. So great information to always share when we start talking about the price plans. Now, let's drill into each and every one of those. Just to highlight, just an overview on that. On our consumer price plan, it might be I'm walking in, married, got 2-3 kids with me, and I want to start my own carpet cleaning business or something. And so I want to have a business account. Well, I'm a business owner, so I have all that material for us. So all you have to do is create a ECPD ID profile for me. And I must have 5 lines. I know there's a period of time, but we must have 5 lines on the account. So just my regular consumer, we can turn it over into a small business or small to medium business plan. Now, some of the things that you have to know: device payment contracts and no discounts on the unlimited. Now, if there are any other plans but the unlimited, now they have choices. They can go with the device payment or a 2-year contract. They can have up to 10 lines on this account. And once they hit more than 10 lines, then we have to move them into a different plan. So we can have overages just on the total plan. So just a real small briefing that maybe it's something that we can start out that they can do. Probably this is one that you'll use most often, is the Verizon Small to Medium Business Plan. Again, we must have that profile, all right, in order to get as a true business account. They can have up to 25 lines. So if I'm a business owner and I have 35 people, I just need 2 accounts then. So I'm going to get 2 billings every month from Verizon to make my payments. They can do both a 2-year or the device payment contracts. And the discount, when I ask what my discount is, it's only on the data usage that I have. Now, the unlimited, again, we have to have our profile. Second, if I were to share with you, it's very, very similar to the Beyond Unlimited on the consumer side. So if you're well versed on that one, you're going to be well versed on the Business Unlimited. No discounts on the unlimited programs. There is calling to Mexico and Canada included on that one. So if you have some businesses that need that, this is a good plan for them to have. And then number of lines, my understanding from our B2B team is that we could just continue to add them onto their accounts, and there's no restrictions on number of lines on this one. So we can add, I guess. Flexible business plan. Now this one here is maybe for your business person that comes in and has a large number of people that they need phones for. So, but they only want one bill. They don't want 4 bills on this. That's not what they're looking for. They want one bill only. So this is probably where we'll move them to. So again, the profile. Again, device payment or 2 years are available. Up to 99 lines on this one. We share all the data with all of their people. They share the same data. You might have 50 people, and you'll give them 2 gigabytes each, so they've got 100 that they can use as a pooling. So one guy might use 15 of it, and another one might use a half a gig. So just shared data. Discount is on each individual line, not just on the data. So there is discount, but there's minimums that are required. We don't discount like on the smartwatches. Those type of things that don't meet the minimums won't count toward the discount. And then overages, as we saw on the business account analysis, it's on the total plan, but we could then drill down and find out who is the one that's kind of the culprit going over all the time. So now the small business plan that was formerly known as the More Everything. So the one I want you to understand here is if I walk in and I'm a brand new Verizon customer, but my brother-in-law's got this great plan that I want the exact same thing, but it's one of the older plans that we don't offer anymore. That's these plans, okay? So we cannot market to them. But if they do have it, my brother-in-law comes in, now he has a couple of choices depending which plan he has. We can put new activations. Oh, let me just back up a second. Yeah, no, I covered that. The older Verizon plan, we can add lines or upgrades, but we can't change the data. So they have to stay on that one. If they need more data, then we have to move them into the new Verizon plans, okay? Now, if they have the older legacy ones, the More Everything, the nationwide, we can add devices, we can upgrade, we can change their plan, but again, we cannot offer that to any other customers. So if you're getting brand new business, this is not even a topic for you to discuss, and you'll learn when you get into your older business accounts that they have this, and we will work with them on it. Just again, in Info Center, you'll learn what you can and can't do. So now let's do a little fact or fiction. Is it impossible to filter out lines that are eligible for upgrades? Okay, kind of throw a little impossible instead of possible there. So is it impossible to filter out lines? Or it's a statement. So is it a fact or is it a fiction? Okay. And I'm blaming myself on this one a little bit. Maybe I should have worded that a little better. It's possible to do it. So impossible, it's fiction. So forgive me for that one. Won't do that to you guys again. Let's try a new one, a better question for us. Info Center does not have the older business plan information. Info Center does not have the old plans. What do you guys think? And again, I just want to continually update, making sure I get everybody here that has joined us. And I'll get the group section since you all were nice enough to share everybody that's with you. So let me broadcast the results here. So fiction, right. It has the older plans. We'll be able to go research them. Let's try one more. There is an unlimited price plan for business accounts. If I came in and say, hey, I own my own business, but I want unlimited, can I have that? Or do I have to be on a consumer plan only? And I'll just share real quickly. Yes, there is a business plan, unlimited business plan. So I think there's one more for us. Yeah, there it is. All past business price plans are still available to new business customers. If I wanted my brother-in-law's plan, Can I have that one too? And I'll broadcast the results, and you guys know that's fiction. Okay. All pricing plans are just not available to all new customers. So great job, team. So moving on here, hashtag now you know. We always want to update in remarks. Every time we go in and we're doing something with a business account, we want to make some sort of a note in remarks. Now we know how to use the business account analysis tool to our benefit so that we can just see things and understand them. We'll use Info Center for resources. So if there's questions that we don't know about, we can go research it ourselves and find the answer. And now we just have a good general understanding of all the price plans. Not detailed because there's a lot there, but still it gives you a good, you can talk to the customer and ask them what they need. So if you guys have any questions for me, go ahead and put it in the chat box, and I will definitely respond to yours. If I don't know the answer, I know exactly where I can go to get your answers. And finally, I just want to remind you that watch for an email in a week or so on the LMS training. It does have a passing score needed. So please make sure you've taken good notes and know where you're at. And hey, thanks for attending and giving me your time. I appreciate you all. Happy selling and make it a great weekend. Thank you, guys.